I tried so hard to stay here in Africa, but I really think my time is up now. I had enough. I cannot afford to live here. I feel broke and I feel poor in Africa. I feel like I'm on reality.
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel.
City boy, city boy.
All right, you guys, this is a good one. Yo, son, this is wild. So, I'm going to summarize this, and we're going to go through it. We're going to have a good time. But this American company, or not American company, this American couple left America to go to live in Africa, seeking a better life. Essentially, they, if I remember correctly, the premise was they were trying to elude racism or colonization. So they were leaving America to get away from colonization, racism, stuff like that. And this video was crazy. What they're saying is crazy. Now, I want to be totally forthright and transparent here. I've seen that recently, so it's in the year 2025 when I'm recording this, just so we're being clear. This is making the rounds in the right-wing political space. And from what I've seen, it's almost being implied like this just happened. This did not happen. The video I went and dug, and this video right here was uploaded 4 years ago. So who knows when the original, because I don't even know if this is the original of the original, because there's a dude at the very beginning of this is like talking about going to other countries and basically saying, let this couple tell you firsthand how it is. But regardless of that, me just being forthright so people aren't like, because I don't know. Like, if they left 4 years ago, that's during the Biden admin, right? But if it was uploaded before that, it was during the last Trump admin, And I think there's a conversation to be had where, when I think Trump got into office, people started positioning America as this evil, racist place that it just isn't, right? There is racial components, and I would honestly argue that's to every society throughout the world. Like, people remember in 2020 how the Chinese started treating some of the Muslims and even some of the black folks at the very beginning. They started rounding them up and stuff like that. It's just, you see certain things all over in every country that's racially driven. I just believe that's from the concept of tribalism early on. But anyways, I want to let these people speak. I thought this was kind of wild hearing this. And again, I want to highlight they're in Ghana, Africa, because I'm not here to boo-boo on Africa at all. And honestly, I heard that South Africa is freaking amazing. I haven't been, so I can't speak on this with my personal experience. These people are speaking. I have heard some people who are from South Africa. I heard South Africa is amazing. I knew or heard someone who was on a mission in the Congo. That was kind of rough. They got sick and never bounced back from that sickness. And then, obvious, I've heard of Ghana and a few other spots. But I just thought this was an interesting take. And I talk about this a lot on the channel. When people boo-boo on America, we'll get into that as this goes. But I'm sure they're going to cover some of the stuff that I've covered before on the channel, because I'm a world traveler. And whenever I go to, let's say, Latin America, the one thing that always I'm like, this is wild that you can't drink the water. Simple stuff, like you can't drink the water. In a lot of places, you can't flush the toilet with toilet paper. Just really interesting, their infrastructure. We think our infrastructure, I'm complaining about where are my taxes going. I'm like, where the hell are their taxes going? That's crazy. So anyways, there's pros and cons to different things. Like in America, our healthcare is way overpriced. People go to Mexico to get their dentistry done. It is what it is. But there is America is something unique, and I think people need to appreciate it more. And stuff like this makes you realize that. But let's listen. Here we go.
I tried so hard to stay here in Africa, but I really think my time is up now. I had enough. I cannot afford to live here. I feel broke and I feel poor in Africa. I feel like I'm gonna be out there selling some shit soon because this ain't making no sense to me. I pay $130 a day to drive around in a truck. I pay $100 a day to live in a 2-bedroom and the 6 of us with no hot water, no stove, no refrigerator. The refrigerator broke. Then on top of that, I got lizards crawling in the bed with me. I live in America in a mansion, and we don't have to put no water on the stove. We got steady hot water, steady electricity, and the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity, so if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday.
Imagine trying to keep food in your refrigerator and the electricity is just going off like that. And you don't have a generator, which this reminds me of, I need to get a generator because even though I am in one of the greatest countries of the world, I'd argue the best in certain aspects, you know, someone attacking the electrical grid is not outside of that, especially with all the conflict going on in the world. But I digress. This is a common thing apparently in Ghana. And, you know, there's artists like Akon, the singer, who actually like has put electricity out there and stuff. But like they just, this is what's interesting. This is why China is investing in Africa, because they lack all of these things. And if they can put it all there first, they're going to gain a lot of financial wealth from building up this nation. So that's another total different angle, but let's listen.
I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong. When I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. Every house I look for, the house is expensive as hell. Oh my God. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1 million to live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheeps and old malnourished cows. I didn't even pay that much for my house in America. And everybody I talk to is saying the same thing. Oh, this house is $500,000. Oh, this house is $200,000. This house is $300,000. I'm like, I can't afford to live here. I cannot. I paid $100,000 for my house and a good ass community. But y'all, I'd rather go back.
I don't know when this dropped now, because $100,000 for a house is crazy. I'm like, when did this video drop? 1999? $100,000 for a house in an amazing community? Let me know. Please hit my DMs. That's crazy.
To America and deal with the racism in America before and a good ass community. But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, she said snacks. She said she don't have access to snacks. She wants to go back to racism in America because they ain't got no snacks. I feel you, shorty. I'm like, yo, if this is the breeding ground of racism, let me live, man, because this place is amazing. Now, I'm being cynical here, you guys. For anyone that didn't get that and they start clipping that up, let's keep it a buck. These things don't even align, what she's saying. I bought a house in America for $100,000 in an amazing community. I got to go back to racist America. What? Amazing community, racist America. It's the same place. It's just like, that's a fallacy, man. But again, I understand there is racial components in America. Absolutely. I don't think it's as bad as people think it is. I personally believe that social media has magnified it and highlighted certain things, and people are a little more paranoid than they need to be. But there is a saying, the paranoid survive. So I just think this is what I would say. When you carry yourself in a certain way, a certain manner, and move a certain way, you just don't have to deal with the same BS as anyone else in society, period. This goes for white, black, whatever. You know what I mean? Because wrong place, wrong time happens a lot when you consistently put yourself in the wrong places. So I don't know. I think if you personally believe, and this is coming from a black man, I'm black, Mexican, if you believe this place is that, racist, you just work to make things better, right? Set the example, set the precedents, work with other people, be respectful, do what you can. That's what I believe. And I'm saying that from the angle of where she's coming from, because I do not believe that at all, okay? I grew up in all over the world because my dad was in the military, so I was always in a mixed environment. Asian folks, white folks, black folks, Latin. There wasn't many natives or like Indian people from India or Arabic people in military that I remember, but we were always around Asians, whites, blacks, Latin. And with whites, there's German, there's Italian, there's Irish, you could go on. There's Jewish. I know they're not white, but you know what I'm saying? The pigment of their skin white is just what I'm saying. And all respect to every ethnicity I just mentioned. But these are the things I grew up around and seeing every day. So then when we get into, just the regular America, and it is a little more divided up, in the sense of the way people live together, especially in cities. But this illusion that all these things are happening, it's just not that. Like, even statistically, it wouldn't match up. Especially the whole thing with cops and black folks in this day and age. I'm not talking about the 80s. I'm not talking about the 90s. I'm talking about right here and now. So I just think it's interesting we paint this picture of America, and instead of highlighting the dope stuff, like they're highlighting right now, without them even knowing it, they're highlighting how dope America is. I'd like to remind people that America has created the most black millionaires ever. They've also created the most black impactful voices over the world. Like, when people think of black leadership or black people, a lot of times will think of someone like Obama. They'll think of these rappers. Like, it just depends. They've created a lot of impactful black voices. Neil deGrasse Tyson, whether you rock with him or not, I'm just saying that's what America created. Also, it created the most black billionaires as well. So when we talk about, all these things, you're like, yo, America has done more for black people, even though the wild history of slavery and how blacks were treated after slavery, which was horrendous, it still had this crazy recovery point and catapulted black folks, to, I'd say, the top of the heap when it comes to entertainment, sports, impactful voices. I mean, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. You can't really go anywhere and say that a certain country has magnified the black voice and the black experience more than America. That's impossible to do.
Not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit, what's that shit called that be coming down?
Bullshit lizards.
The bullshit animals. It's scorpions outside the house. It's big ass spiders. It's big ass lizards. Colorful lizards you ain't never seen before. All in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you. all the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich. So they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this shit. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below.
Because they're going to South Africa first, which is, from what I've heard, just more advanced. But I could be wrong. Y'all tapping in the comments. Also, this just is third world stuff, you guys. This is normal. Like, if you're going to the third world, like if you've ever been to Latin America, Colombia, Panama, and it's not like the cities, because the cities are pretty advanced. And I don't know about Ghana. I don't know the geographical layout of Ghana, but I'm just telling you, like, from where I've been, like Colombia, when you're in like Cartagena and you go to, what is the other spot? Over to, it's a little cooler. Not Medellin. I went there too. Bogota. These are like legit cities, but there's still things that they don't have access to that you have access to in Europe, Australia, Canada, America, etc. So it's just interesting because Jamaica, Colombia, Panama, Mexico, all these places I've been to, and I've seen this exact same thing in those areas. Mexico and Jamaica more so than like that scam culture, that hustle culture is just, where there's poverty, people have to live a certain way. There's some stuff they said at the end. I didn't realize this was like a 23-minute video. They really clipped this video up because most of the people showing this video is just highlighting like 5 minutes of it. But let me see if I can find this other part that I thought was interesting, some of the stuff she was saying.
It's our freedom of speech. We do what the fuck we want.
The way the hell out here to build your dirty, rub y'all backs and shit. Half of y'all gonna like me, half of y'all won't. That little area, in Timber, yeah, The people I've met has been cutthroat. They've been grimy. Bribery is at an all-time high. They done fuck with me. Give me $100 for helping you out because I'm about to give you your driver's license and you ain't got no paperwork. So without me, you can't do shit. You be like, all right, bam. I don't have time to sit here and pity party y'all and rub y'all backs and shit. Half of y'all gonna like me, half of y'all won't. I can't please all y'all. I can please some of the people sometimes, not all the people all the time, and I don't plan to. So if you don't like it, you can move the fuck on. It's gonna be somebody else that likes me. So at the end of the day, I'm not about to sugarcoat shit. I'm not Willy Wonka. So you're gonna get it just how I give it to you. I did cuss the police out and the military out because you're not gonna fuck with me. You're not gonna fuck me over.
Anyways, her attitude is crazy. Her attitude is unbelievable. Long story short, there's a part here at the end of the video where she just starts going in even more in depth on the corruption in where they're at. There's a bunch of corruption out there when it comes to policing, the government. Then beyond that, the people are all scamming. And this is the other thing. Americans are silly. We are Americans, right? So we get embraced by Americans. And so I know there's black folks in America that think that all white people are out to get them, or even, other races are just like looking at them a certain way, which I'd argue isn't true. I'd say the majority of Americans are just chill. We've been, working towards this peak or this potential of us all coming together for a very long time. I think there's a very small group of people that get magnified that are racist or do racist things and stuff like that. But I believe as a collective, we're all on a similar page and we can work our way out of that a lot easier. But right now they're magnifying things that's creating this social division between the races. And that's where things are going to get more complicated in America, because we have gotten to a way better place, but now it's starting to go in different directions. Again, I just highlight this because she's literally complaining about everything I hear people complain about in America. They'll be like, yo, the cops are unjust. They're doing this, they're doing that. But at the end of the day, if that's true, which majority of the time it's not, but when it is true, because we've been watching videos on here where cops are doing some shady stuff. There's corrupt cops. But you're in America with your people. You have a better law system. You have more access. Like even the jails are going to be better. So I just thought it was a unique perspective to hear someone who's like literally sitting in Africa talking about, like, there's a spot in this video where she's like, I came to Africa because my ancestors were calling me. I was having these visions. I'm spiritually connected, and my ancestors were calling me back to Africa. So I wanted to get away from the colonizer. I wanted to do this, that, and the other, and I went to Africa. They said that. That woman right there on the screen said that in this video. It's like a 23-minute video, and all she's ranting and she's saying the F word and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't need to hear all that personally. But again, I just wanted to highlight this because I thought it was unique in the sense of I see so many people right now in this era leaving America. Like, we're leaving America for this, that, and the other. And they're going to learn the hard way, essentially, how good they have it in America right now. Now, I'm not totally biased America could fall off. We're facing some imminent danger. And really, ironically, it's really from the people who think that you should give stuff out to everyone for free, the socialists, the communists. Like, we're at a pivotal point where we could lose a lot of our power if we make moves like, let's say, the UK and, keep manufacturing everything in China and other nations, keep, chasing net zero while other nations aren't chasing net zero, keep thinking that we need to give all of our resources, money to people who aren't working or don't have it, just do handouts. Like, that stuff does not work. It doesn't work on paper. It never has. And if we keep moving in that direction, America is going to see a hard time, because we're an entrepreneurial nation. We're a hustle nation. And with that culture is innovation. And this is what has brought a lot of value. Right now, we're totally like consumer culture, which I don't know how far that will get us. So there's just some concepts to think about. But I thought this was a good one to just see them talk about it in real time, because everyone's like, oh, I'm going to leave and go to Africa to da-da-da-da. And a lot of times Africans don't even like Americans. People have to remember we're Americans. Like, it's like, yeah, I have brown skin. Oh, yeah, I have black skin. But you're American. Like, people treat you different. Like, some countries don't even like Americans no more, especially in this current day and age. So some people got to check that, man. But anyways, y'all let me know in the comments what you're thinking. I kind of rambled. I thought this would be like a 10-minute video, just kind of shoot the But anytime I get on these conversations, I think I get frustrated, because I appreciate what America has done for me, my family, and this is for my pops, like everyone. And I think once I started traveling, I started appreciating it so much more. So it messes me up when I get on Facebook and I just see all these young cats and all these people just dissing America. And I'm like, you guys don't even know how good you have it. You really don't know how good you have it. And it doesn't mean you can't criticize America. I think we'd be critical and try to be better. But to be disillusioned and say we need to break this whole thing down, I'm like, y'all are crazy. Y'all going to end up like some of these places that you hear these stories about, and you ain't going to like that. But again, most people don't appreciate things until they're gone. So, all right, y'all, let me know what I got, what I missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Holla.
City boy.